Thanks for joining us on Key Factors, presented by the raceguide.com.au. Stu Rich and Mike Wood here to take you through a big card of racing at Royal Randwick this weekend. We are deep into the carnival. Plenty of best bets coming your way on the show. Of course, the $100 hot seat later on. We'll be running our little mini races at the top right-hand side of the screen, so keep your eyes out there. And Mike, mate, last week, a bit of a beat-up. The old Raiders, well, that was tough. Classique Legend, we piled into that one. And Big Duke, $51 in the Metrop, stormed home but didn't get the cash.
12 seconds, last 200, what a finish. It was a tough weekend last weekend. The Raiders, how brave were they?
They were great.
Classique Legend was the one that hurt the wallet the most, was a short price favourite. It got beaten. But I didn't follow the key factors, Stu. I liked it on a Thursday night on a dry track. It turned up on a wet track and got beaten, so I shouldn't be surprised. Okay. I made a mistake. But my mistake wasn't as big as the ref in the Canberra Raiders Grand Final. How bad was that 6 again call, Stu?
Mate, I'm not even a Raiders fan, mate, but I jumped on the bandwagon that night. I wanted them to win. No one as loud as you, though, when Jack Whiten was named man of the match.
The one bet that I got up, what a brave player he is. Thanks, Jackie Whiten, for the cash.
Oh, that was good. But look, we mentioned it, Classique Legend. Let's go back a week. Everest, we're talking next week. What about that run last week?
He wasn't quite screwed down, and it was a wet track, and Nash was very quiet in the ride to the 200, so he's not out of the race yet. What a hot race it is with Yes getting signed up today.
Yes, more news there today. And look, we do know one thing, well, we're hoping for a dry track next week, but it is going to be a wet track this week. So take us through track conditions for Randwick.
Yeah, we don't quite know what the track's going to be, but if we trust the weather forecast, it wasn't right last week, was it?
True.
It was much more rain last week, but we think it's going to be a soft track this Saturday. The conditions are good for on a Thursday night, but it should be soft on Saturday. The rail's out 6 metres. The last meeting last week, the rail was out 3 metres. The inside was better, but maybe that's chopped up now, so it could be fair. Very hard to predict the bias this weekend, so look at the first couple of races.
OK, and look, we've got 5 key races to look at here on Key Factors, Mike, and a few of these little match races just appearing again. So are they going to be in our races this weekend?
Some very thin races and a few scratchings, maybe Friday, Saturday, so keep your eyes on the card and see what happens. We'll go for the feature races, starting with race 2, the 2,000 metre race. Then on to those feature races, 5, 6, 7, 8, including the Silver Eagle. If you run the top 3, straight to the Golden Eagle in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, look, only a few weeks away after the Everest, of course. So much money at stake for some of these owners over the next few weeks. But let's jump into it, as you said. And a nice one to kick things off. 2,000 metres to start the day. It is the Harold's Handicap over the 2,000, a benchmark 88. And a lot of money behind some of these Hawks runners. And one of these starts very early on Saturday. And it's Master of Wine, $3.50 into the $2.80, who beat home many of these in its last run. So third up here into this, Rapido Chaparro, $4.40 there on the second line of betting. A big win at Canterbury, narrow loss at its latest, and well, look, did it run away from the best ground there? We will see in one of these replays. Milkman, $6.50 there. We've got Re-Edit there, $8. Aliferous, a few of these all coming from the shootout mile here, Mike. And Out to High Opinion at $13, who kept closing its latest. But let's have a look at this one of these handicaps, Mike, because this is where a lot of the form's coming through.
Yeah, a few of these runners coming through this race. Master of Wine, there was a lot of money for him this day, second up. And there is a lot of money, I think, for him on Saturday, like you say, as well, Stu. Just look at that market. Junipal, too good for him this day, but Master of Wine was pretty good. Milkman, a bit flight in the artist trial, well since, but boy, he ran well for fourth. Aliferous, just laid in a touch, which she can do sometimes. Yep. She was okay, Stu.
Yeah, really interesting to see a lot of this money. I mean, geez, you want to see them land a few though, don't you?
Yeah, a lot of money so far. Hasn't won this prep yet.
All right, let's have a look now. One of those ones that comes from outside that form line. We're speaking of high opinion. I was down there this day at the Wagga Wagga Gold Cup. A great race meeting that one is. And look, this ended up being a 2-horse war down the straight with Abdon, who absolutely fought on best to win, but a good fight here from my opinion.
Yeah, great race. The reason why we're going back to May is not because you were on the sideline drinking a few beers there. How do you get to these race meetings, Stu? Absolutely every single one, because it's the last time High Opinion was on a soft track. There's a big margin to third. Abdon is a 97 racer. High Opinion starts off a mark of 81 on Saturday. If he repeats that run, he wins on Saturday, I think.
All right, always a good replay to have a look at. Mate, Country Cups, Country Championships.
There, mate. You don't miss one.
You've got to get out to all these races. Well, let's get into this face now. Have a look at the top right-hand side of your screen as we light up the key factors. And, of course, as always, we start with the form, Mike.
Yeah, he's going pretty well. Master of Wine, just a marginal gold bar for him. Rapido Chaparro might go to Port Macquarie on Friday. light him up for form for the moment.
Okay, so keep your eyes out on that. Always one for the news, Mike. Let's get into the key factors now. First one here, progression.
Yeah, Master of Wine could have progression, but not too much. Rapido Chaparro is improving. Alephorus definitely has upside third up, and Re-Edit is improving the yard all the time.
Okay, so Rapido Chaparro, the one they have to catch. We know it's going to jump out in front. Now, Mike, distance here, all important.
Yeah, a lot of these like 2,000 metres, so you can light up most of them.
Okay, so Master of Wine levelled up here with Rapido Chaparro. Milkman just in behind. Track conditions, we are absolutely up against it here on Thursday trying to pick what it is.
But I think a lot of these horses in the market will. Like a Re-Edit maybe shouldn't have got a gold there, but she's holding her mark from last start, so she's okay.
Yep.
Rapido Chaparro doesn't like the wet, which is the reason why he might go to Port.
All right, one of the only ones with a negative there. The rest gold around. So it is Master of Wine, the favourite they have to catch, and position in run, well, it hasn't helped many.
Yeah, we didn't mention that big kicker for high opinion for wet. He actually got a big kicker for that because the conditions are much better than the dry Rose Hill, and he gets barrier one and jumps cleanly to box seat on Saturday.
Okay, so Master of Wine holds on to win. All that money didn't quite win by a few lengths like the Hawks team and the punters think it might have. Well, Mike, we've got all that shootout mile form, and when you get a few of those, we saw the replays, you sometimes like to just look outside of that form, don't you, to see if there's one that's going to stick out. So let's have a look here. It is the first race of the day we're looking at. $2.80 here, the favourite. Rapido Chaparro, Mike, could this horse just go very well in the lead? And looking outside of these, I mean, High Opinion's one we did see there, and it seems to be a bit of value coming from outside that shootout mile form.
Yeah, love this horse, High Opinion on Saturday. Milkman, if the rain comes, I'm a Raiders fan, so I'm a Milkman myself, so if the rain does pour on Saturday, he could be an absolute mutter. But High Opinion, barrier one on the pace, loves the soft track, so hard to beat each way. All
right, so a solid each way play for us at $13 there on High Opinion to kick-start the piggy bank for Randwick on Saturday. Let's have a look now. The second race we'll be looking at, it is race number 5, and it's the Roman Consul Stakes, Group 2, for the 3-year-olds. And, well, the size winner is back here in Microphone. Mike, what stats it's got as well. But it is not the favourite. That belongs to Cosmic Force, $2.30. Couldn't get it to stand out fresh in the Heritage. Of course, Microphone there, $2.50. 6 starts, 4 wins, 2 seconds. The big muscular Exceed and Excel colt. What about that trial? We'll find out about that later. Stand out there, great last start winner, $8 a Heritage winner. There's Accession there, $10 as well. Okay behind Stand Out Fresh. Off the Brisbane Winter Carnival and out to True Detective at $11 there, Mike. But 2 of these decent 3-year-olds dominating the market.
Yeah, let's have a look at a couple of replays. We're not going to look at Microphone's trial, which is only okay because he may not race on Saturday. If there's too much rain, James Cummings said he'll go to Caulfield next Wednesday, so look out for that, which will change the market quite a lot. Let's looking at standouts. When he won a couple of okay races, first up and second up. No one was expecting him to win this day. Cosmic Force just a little bit keen mid-race. Comes to the outside, 3 wide, fights pretty hard with a bigger weight. Only just gets beaten. An okay run, Stu?
Yeah, look, okay. Look, question for you here, Mike. Stand out. Did it just have a little bit on the inside here, a little bit better ground? A few people said that.
Yeah, I think PIR, positioning run, definitely a plus for him this day compared to Cosmic Force.
All right, well, Cosmic Force, you mentioned there. Let's have a look at this horse. Absolutely demolished his rivals. Importantly, on a heavy 10. We're taking you back to the autumn here. The Pago. 7.3 lengths will end up being the margin here and go on to beat the new Slipper favourite.
Well, this is the Golden Slipper winning run that never happened a week later, isn't it? If only the Snowdens could keep him going for one more week, which would have been so tough after doing this on a heavy 10. He ran the same time as the Golden Slipper a week later on a track that was worse than the Golden Slipper. It was an enormous run. He loves the wet. And if you can produce anywhere near it on Saturday, he just wins.
Have a look out of the,
that is a margin.
The shoulder.
Arrogance.
That is pure arrogance. What a win that was. Let's see if he can deliver again on Saturday, Mike. As we have a look at the Roman Consul, let's get it lit up with all the form.
Yeah, he's a Group 1 winner. Microphone light him up for form so far.
Okay, so Microphone out in front could be one of those 2 favourites race. Mike, progression, who's got it?
Yeah, first to second up, Cosmic Force can definitely improve. Microphone coming back fresh. Might go backwards even. Standout's improving all the time. Accession, he can improve the blinkers on second up. Okay,
so it's the 2 favourites they have to catch, Cosmic Force and Microphone. Of course, the distance, who's that going to help?
All okay, probably a bit better for Cosmic Force than Standout, and Microphone will need to be very fit if it's very wet.
Okay, so they're still out in front, and all importantly, we saw one replay there for track conditions. There goes the gold.
Boom, that's all you need to say. Light him up.
All right, so Cosmic Force, the absolute mutter, tried and tested, and of course, position and run, who can catch them up?
Small field, all okay, but it's a perfect draw for Cosmic Force. He's a free-flowing galloper who can get on on pace and just keep going if the rain's coming.
All right, so Cosmic Force, one of the favourites, absolutely streeting clear here of Microphone. And Mike, James Cummings, you said might not be running in the race. There's so much to look at this race. In terms of the trial, though, let's bring up all the ratings now because we need a bet in this race. It's the Roman Consul, after all, race number 5. Mike, James Cummings came out. He said all along he's probably going to start this horse a little bit later, potentially heading down to the Coolmore stud later. What do we make of the trial?
It was only okay. If it's wet and it's a Randwick 1,200 metres on Saturday, it'll be very, very tough for him. Yep. I think Cosmic Force is definitely a bet, but with deductions possible from Microphone, I'm holding fire till Saturday. Cosmic Force is the best bet. He'll be so hard to beat. All
right, Cosmic Force there for us with a little bit of confidence after seeing that wet track run. There's a look at 2 races on the card for Randwick. Stick around after the break. We've got 3 big ones coming your way. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. We've had a look at 2 races for Royal Randwick this weekend, 3 more coming your way. The next one is race number 6. It's the Anks Stakes over the mile at Group 3 level for the mares. And always tight, these races. Here's another well-backed Hawks galloper, Amangiri, into the $4.40 from as much as $6. So the money has come on Thursday. Another horse that was well-backed, fresh as well. So let's see if they can get the money here. Natoya, some support as well. $6 into $4.60 off that good run in the Epsom. This horse is going well. Dyslexic, not getting too much luck of late, $4.60. Noir, $5, not far away in her 2 runs this preparation. Back to mare's grade now, should suit. Organza at $11, and there's So Taken as well at $11. Well beaten in Melbourne last start. But Mike, here is another Hawks race. Well-backed horse. Yeah,
well-backed Amangiri, and she's, 12 kilograms out of her ratings or something, 10 kilograms, so it's going to be mighty hard for her on Saturday. Let's have a look at Natoya. This is probably the best form on, isn't it? Epsom Group 1, only a few days ago. She came out first up, was a bit unlucky. Second up, unlucky again in the Cameron. She had some clear running this day, but the inside bias was against her. She ran enormous, Stu. Group 1, what did you make of it?
Oh, this horse always seems to tease, Mike. Has it done it again?
Yeah, it's won last prep, so it hasn't been that long since it won last time. It's very good at the Randwick Mile, and she's clearly going well as preparation.
All right, we'll see if we can give it another go there on Saturday. Let's have a look now at Noir. We're taking you back to the Emancipation here, back in the autumn. Only a small field this day, Mike, but we've got horses like Invincible Gem and Daisy Doom in the race. But look, wide against the bias this day, a really good run.
Yeah, really good run. Dyslexics in the light blue, like you say, and probably going to tire late. Noir, look, her wet track stats don't look that impressive, but she does love the wet. The start before this, she's in the Group 1 Coolmore and was out very wide and had no chance and ran very well. This day she was back, coming wide. The bias was hard rails on pace that day. She did as well as she could. And her first 2 runs as preparation have been really good against a slow tempo.
Gee, that looked like heavy, sticky conditions there that day. Let's get into the Yanks now and have a look at all the form and the key factors. Mike, let's light up the gold to get the punters home a winner.
Yeah, at these weights, Dyslexic is so well suited. Light her up. Not Amangiri at all, Stu.
No form for the favourite here. So many lengths to make up. That's what's really good about the key factors. Let's see if she can do it. What first one here, progression?
Yeah, she's a good looking, she's a sexy type, so that's why the punters like her. So she's got some progression. Does she have enough? That's a big question. Noir, third up for Waller, can definitely fire.
All right, so Noir levelling up to Dyslexic. This favourite has got a long way to go, Mike. What about the distance at the mile?
Yeah, looking for distance. Amangiri can definitely improve, second up to the mile. Delectation Girl's a sneaky one. I thought she was a sprinter coming from America, and I saw her in the yard. She was a lightly framed type. You go back to her European form, she's definitely a miler.
All right, so second, third and fourth favourites all right here in the mix. And, of course, probably onto this soft track.
Yeah, Amangiri should be okay. Maybe a bit of upside, not too much. Noir likes it wet, so Taken does too. Delectation Girl, a lightly framed type. She's won a Group 3, I think, on a soft track.
OK, so it's Noir getting away from all of the favourites here, Mike, and can position and run level anyone up here.
This is the one thing stopping me from throwing the book at Amangiri and laying away is the fact that she gets control in the lead, and there's been a little bit of bias at Randwick lately. OK, so a little bit of gold there for Amangiri, but it is Noir out in front, and it is one of those mares races, Mike, only a length there, but it is a length back, so look, close race as always.
Do we have enough there to have a bet in this race? Let's have a look now for all the ratings. I'd love it if your horse, Dixie Blossoms, was in this race. We know it's won it twice over the last few years, Mike, but look, she's not there, so we've got to find something else. Noir on top by a length, $5, $4.60 here for Dyslexic. But Amangiri, not too much gold there. It really did have to catch up, didn't it?
Yeah, class is a question, and distance is a massive question for Dyslexic. Up to the mile, if the rain comes, she might go to Melbourne as well. So I don't like either of the Hawks Gallopers. I like the other three. Noir, she's a bit of a prisoner to the bias though, Noir.
Okay,
she gets back, she comes wide. So check the track conditions before a bet. And Delectation Girl can go forward. She's a sneaky one at value. All
right, so it's Noir at each way odds there for us in the Yank Stakes. The next race we're going to have a look at is the feature of the day. It is the Spring Champion Stakes at Group 1 level over the 2,000 metres for the 3-year-olds. And Shadow Hero, what a run that was last start off that really strong tempo, Mike, into $1.80 here though. So very strong favourite here for the Spring Champion Stakes. Castelvecchio, well, I'll tell you what, Randwick over 2,000 metres. Surely this horse is just going to absolutely lap that up. Coming through the Golden Rose. We've got Quick Thinker there. It had that good first run in Australia, of course, getting the win, $6. But there's Just Thinking as well. But those two were absolutely no match for Shadow Hero in the gloaming, Mike. That was an impressive win.
Let's have a look at that gloaming. His second up run is such an impressive run. We backed in this day, and sometimes things go your way. Stu Rhaegar raced keenly in the lead, made it a very, very strong tempo, which means stamina came to the fore. He came to the outside, moved up, and we know what this horse can do. He can surge, he can stay, and this was a massive, massive win, Stu.
Oh, well, look, there is your Derby winner. But, Mike, hang on. You're saying got all the tempo it needed this day, but it was still too good.
Absolutely everything that possibly could have gone right went right for this horse this day, and he won, but clearly he's better than those horses over a distance.
All right, well, you've got to have those sort of days. That's what you've got to look at. Now, we're looking at here Castelvecchio. Of course, we're talking the Golden Rose, proper Group 1 sprinters in here, Mike. Did we need to see a little bit more over the 1,400 metres, or was this horse always waiting for this race?
Yeah, maybe the last 100 could have been a tiny bit better, but he had the thumps. Look, first up he finished alongside Shadow Hero. Now he's racing the best sprinters in the world, second up, racing amazing time, accelerating from the 4 to the 2 like this horse really can't. The last 100 metres was okay. The big question I've got, Stu, is what would Shadow Hero have done if he went to that race second up?
Shadow Hero in a Golden Rose, is that what you're saying? I don't think it's finished figuring in the finish there, and flip that around. What's Castelvecchio doing in the gloaming?
Great question. I think he wins by 4. I think this is game on Saturday.
All right, I like this race. It's getting intriguing. Let's get into the Spring Champion now. We're looking for all the key factors here, Mike. Form, who has got it? That win of Shadow Hero was brilliant.
Yeah, I'm probably being a little bit harsh on Castelvecchio here for form because they were both very good last start.
Well, these two are absolutely miles ahead here, Mike. The betting suggested as well for one of them, but Castelvecchio is each way odds. So let's see if he can make up the ground. Who's got all the progression well into the spring?
A lot of them are improving, but you won't see many 3-year-old horses smash the line more than the top two. They're still improving in their careers, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Mark Newnham really hasn't got to the bottom of this horse yet. Shadow Hero. And the distance here, Mike, that's going to suit them both.
Yeah, Castelvecchio 14 to 2,000, we think much better for him.
And no kicker there for Shadow Hero at the 2,000.
No, strong tempo 18 to 2,000 fair to steady. We think it's about the same.
All right, OK. Look at these two way out in front. This is an absolute match race, Mike. Who's going to like the wet track a little better?
This is the one we're not sure about. Shadow Hero. Piero's are good. The dam side's got a bit of risk for a wet track. Castelvecchio's already won a Group 1, or run well in a Group 1 on a soft track. He should love it.
All right, so still Castelvecchio by a length. Can Shadow Hero, the favourite, level up with position and run?
No, 2-horse race, and the second one wins. 2-horse
race, a little bit of gold there in behind, but it is Castelvecchio for us here. As we look, Mike, we've got to have a bet in this race. $1.75 favourite. Just ease a little bit there on Thursday. Castelvecchio, a little bit of support. It's $4.80 into the $4.20. See if we can make up our minds here, because Castelvecchio is a horse that obviously they couldn't get across there in the key factors, Mike. It's come into $4 as this show's gone to air as well. So, look, more money coming for Castelvecchio, and it looks like the right sort of type for that 2,000.
Yeah, quick thinkers sneaking around. If it's a bog track, maybe you could do something, but these are two fantastic horses. They will fight out the finish, and Castelvecchio will just keep firming. He should be much shorter. It almost should be evens, I think. He could win on Saturday for sure.
All right, so more to come. Steaming down the outside.
My money's already on.
There for us. Let's have a look now at the last race we're looking at. Is race number 8, and it is the Silver Eagle. And what a chance for these 4-year-olds on the way to the $7.5 million Golden Eagle in a few weeks at Rosehill Gardens on November 2. And it is the favourite up from Melbourne, the Inevitable, $2.60 with really good support. In from $3.10. Winner of 7 from 9 for Scott Brunton, winning very well at the Valley. For Seeker, what a tough horse this is. $5, a huge run in there. Shirako went wide behind Mizzy. At its first defeat, definitely went down swinging. Mizzy there, absolutely flying at the moment, $6.50. The Toy Show, the Shirako, the Golden Pendant winner. Military Zone, $9. 2 Group 3s on the board in the autumn. A smart type there for Team Snowden. We've got Buffalo River, $9. A UK import, 3 from 3 over the Melbourne winter for Mike Maroney. And, of course, Cesar out there at $13. Who could forget that fresh win here on the heavy track? But, Mike, the Inevitable, this horse has been well backed, and we've got to have a look at this replay because this was a long, sustained run.
I wanted to find some chinks in this horse's armour, and I'm not pleased to report, I could not find any issue. The first up run was enormous. The second up run is even better. Takes a long run, like you say, 4 wide, no cover on the turn. Just keeps going, runs good time, beats Deprived by 4 lengths. He's got 74 lines that measure up. He gets a bit of a penalty, but he's got set weights on Saturday, so it is game on. He can easily win on Saturday.
Away it goes from
Massive
Deprived. I was hoping you could find a few chinks, Mike, because for Seeker, I think this horse is very tough, very game, and we're looking at her first defeat here. It was only a few weeks ago in the Shirako with Mizzy out in front against the rail. But, Mike, I tell you what, although it didn't win this day, absolutely loves the fight, digs in.
Amazing, isn't it? The first time she gets beaten, she's 3 wide, no cover. She was so tough. Look, she'll be a great horse over 1,400 metres, 1,500 metres in time. She's won on a heavy, but that was an easier grade, so I want to see her do it in higher grade. She's definitely going to run a big race on Saturday. Just a couple of questions maybe. All
right, well, that's why we need the key factors to try and help us with those questions in race number 8 here at Randwick on Saturday. So let's light them up, Mike, the form and all the key factors to get the Silver Eagle started.
Yeah, he rated through the roof that start, but only by a length or 2 over Fasika and Mizzy, who are very good mares as well.
OK, so all the action at the top of the betting here with the Inevitable kicking us off, Mike, and, of course, progression.
Yeah, these horses have big upside. The Inevitable smashing the line, Fasika smashing the line, but a few others can improve as well.
Wow, that really did change the page there, Mike, but it is the Inevitable in front, 1 length from Fasika. What about the distance?
Yeah, smashing the line, these 2 favourites. They should both love the 1,300 metres. Maybe Fasika wants a little bit further, but 13's fine, second up.
Here we go again. Another match race into the Spring Carnival. We've had a few of these. Who's going to like it in the wet?
Just not too sure. The Inevitable's 1 on heavy, but should hold his mark. Fasika, better grade, not sure on a heavy track. Buffalo River should like it, and Caesar should love it if it's a bog. OK,
I don't want to hear a few of these not sures, Mike. We want these 2 favourites. Well, look, they're right out in front, but there's no gold here for position in run either.
No, if we knew it was inside was fine late in the day, Fasika would get it, but we don't know.
OK, look, 2 very classy horses here. The Inevitable winning that race there by a length from Fasika with a few lengths back to third here, Mike.
You were hoping Fasika was going to come on top,
I was. Yes. It's still a good price. Let's have a look now at all the ratings, of course, with the odds here for the Silver Eagle. And Mike, 260, well, you've said it's already had the money. You said you can't find any chinks in that armour. $5 Fasika. This horse will be there battling away all day. And look at Mizzy, what's it done wrong? I mean, a couple of lengths behind there, $6.50.
Yeah, probably being a bit harsh on her. She'll be right in the mix. She's so consistent. But I think one of those top 2 will win. I'm not sure which one's going to win. I'm very scared of the favourite, so I'll go for Seeker a place for the best bet for this race.
Oh, dead set. That is running a place, hopefully winning the race as well, Mike. Well, there's a look at 5 races from Randwick this weekend, but stick around after the break. We've got all the best bets on the program, the $100 hot seat, and, of course, our charity multi coming your way. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by the raceguide.com.au. We've had a good look at 5 big races on Spring Champion Day. Group 1 racing at Royal Randwick this weekend. Of course, plenty of other races on the cards, Mike. Are we playing early or later in the day, or just see how these conditions go?
I think it's one of those cards maybe to wait and see. The rail's out 6 metres. The bias a little bit hard to predict for Saturday, but there are a couple of big plays that we like. Let's have a look at the bets across the card and see which ones we like across the 9 races. Texas Storm, if he gets the mile, the soft track should be fine. He'll be hard to beat. High Opinion is an early play.
Nice one.
Box seat each way, $13. Love him. Quackerjack God, the trial was enormous. He can win at $5. Bottega's flying $2.40. Cosmic Force, if the rain comes, he will firm. Noir, maybe look for her to see if he can swoop out wide. Castelvecchio, geez, the money's coming already. But I think it'll keep coming for him. Forsaker's definitely a wait and see for her. For the track conditions too, she'll be on pace. And Black Magnum, he'll be up the inside. Definitely wait for the track bias for him.
OK, there's a look at the other bets on the card this weekend. And, of course, $100 in the back pocket, Mike. A lot of these punters going to be backing up for Everest a week later, so they want to fill up this week. How are they going to spend it?
Yeah, we're below the 500. It was a wipeout last week, but we're still strong profit. $10 each way, high opinion. The each way play of the day. Glenn Boss, box seat, Royal Randwick, thanks for coming. Race 6, there's a few horses that we like, but Delectation Girl's a sneaky one on pace on a wet track at $18. Castelvecchio, $4 in a two-horse race. That is value. And a place all up, they'll both run well, those two horses. All
right, nice. A nice bit of odds across the board there, Mike. $13, $18. Love seeing value in the $100 hot seat. Charity multi-time, of course, we're raising money for Dementia Australia. That's our cause at the back end of the year. Let's have a look now to see how we're going to play that this weekend, Mike, because we need a collect. The last couple of weeks have just bombed out with a few of our selections, but let's get it right back up here, Mike. So race number 5, Cosmic Force. What a win that was that we saw in the replay on the wet track last time. Let's see you can do that again. $2.30. Castelvecchio for an absolute place. It is going to be storming down the outside in what we've got is basically a two-horse race. And there's for Seeker in
your
pretty
favourite.
much, again, another two-horse race, Mike. But I said, we're playing it nice and safe. So we're going for a place here. That's at $1.90. So $10 there at the $5.90. That'll kickstart it off. And, of course, the trifecta. Mike, stand out here. We are not putting in microphone. You have got me very worried about that trial with a few things you said. Cosmic Force first, Standout in the Standout to run second, and there's Accession there to run third. Straight out there for $10. How about that?
We need some charity money. $3.23 is not enough. We have to top it up to $1,000 by the end of the spring.
We do.
We don't win at least $1,000, Stu.
All right, well, there's a look at Spring Champion Stakes Day at Royal Randwick this weekend. Of course, the rain's coming, so you've got to head to the raceguide.com.au for all your feature profiling to see how your horse is going to skip up that Randwick rise. It's going to be a great day out there, Mike. We'll see you out there.
Yeah, conditions so important on Saturday. Good punting.
See you guys.